Fear not, if you are worried that Moon Knight would keep us in the dark about what's going on as long as WandaVision did. The second episode of the Disney Plus MCU series provides us with more than one exposition dump. While the goldfish problem was all about getting to know Stephen Grant, Summon the Suit reveals information about the bloody, handsome little American man living inside. After Stephen gets fired from his museum gig by a man in Arthur Harrow's Amit cult, he follows the storage unit key to his altar's secret hideaway. Here are a few things that we learned about Marc Spector. 1. Marc was once part of a team of mercenaries who executed a group of archaeologists in Egypt. 2. Marc serves the Egyptian god of the moon, Khonshu, as his avatar on Earth. He is tasked with protecting the vulnerable and carrying out Khonshu's justice. He is also paying off a debt he owes Khonshu for saving his life. The third point brings us to the new character introduced in the episode, Marc's soon-to-be ex-wife Layla. She appears to be partially based on Marlene Alaroon, Moon Knight's on-again, off-again love interest in the Marvel Comics. Layla rescues Stephen from the storage unit, where Khonshu is chasing him yet again, and returns him to his flat. Layla knows that her husband is a vigilante hero with a magic suit, but doesn't know about his dissociative identity disorder. She's just as confused as Stephen is. Stephen and Layla bond over poetry in Egyptian hieroglyphics, though Layla seems unconvinced that Marc isn't just putting on an act. She says that she and Marc went on adventures together and is genuinely hurt that he's avoiding her. Unfortunately, their conversation is interrupted by police who, just like the HR guy at the museum, turn out to be followers of Arthur Harrow. Now, Arthur walks Stephen through his inner city compound, where people aspire to learn 3 languages and grow their own produce. Harrow tells him that the neighborhood used to be the highest crime rate in the city. But now, people don't lock their doors at night. He asks Stephen if Khonshu chose him as an avatar because his mind would be easy to break or because it was already broken. Arthur then presents the moral debate at the center of the Moon Knight. Is it better to deal out justice on those who have already committed evil deeds, like Khonshu, or root out evil before it happens, like Amit? Arthur plans to follow the scarab, which turns out to be some sort of flying compass, to Amit's tomb and resurrect the goddess so that she can unleash her full power and rid the world of all potential evil. Stephen points out the obvious flaws in that logic. Marc, meanwhile, watches them from a bread bowl. Even when the exposition in the episode is dry, it is fun to see Marc pop up in various reflective surfaces. Layla arrives dramatically with the scarab, though it's not really clear why she followed them. Was she just looking for answers? Was she trying to protect Stephen? She doesn't even fully believe that Stephen exists yet. Why would she tell Arthur that she has the scarab, or bring it with her in the first place? When Arthur attacks with his men and yet another jackal, Layla and Khonshu beg Stephen to summon the suit. But the suit that Stephen summons is not the ceremonial armor we saw Marc wear at the end of the first episode. It's a sharp white 3-piece suit that comic book readers will recognize as Mr. Knight. In the comic books, Mr. Knight is another alter who works as a police consultant. In the comics, each of Marc's alters bring a different skill to the table. They're like a superhero team sharing one body. Despite a few minor victories in battle, Stephen is worn out and cedes control back to Marc. This is the first time we've seen Marc Spector in person. Stephen is trapped in the reflections now. The confident act Marc put on to amp Stephen up fades, and Marc seems genuinely exhausted and depressed. He promises Stephen that when he is done serving Khonshu and he has paid his debt, he will go away and let him take over. Marc also explains that Khonshu has chosen Layla as his next avatar. That's his reasons for distancing himself and trying to keep things from her. He doesn't want her to be indebted to Khonshu the way he has been. But the scarab is gone, so Marc and Khonshu have to get going to where it all began, Egypt.